Good afternoon and welcome to today's edition of Pointing to the Cross. And I've heard this expression so many times in the last week, actually in the last several months, God wins. And I'm here to tell you that that is not a cliche. That is truth. God does win. I've read the final chapter of Revelation, and I hope you have too. And we know that He wins. And we looked yesterday at Psalm 46 and said that this was a great psalm in the turbulent times that we live in. And we're going to take a look at a second part of that psalm today in Psalm 46, beginning with verse 4. It says, "There is a river whose streams shall make glad the city of God." Listen, if you're a child of God, this world is not your home. You are a citizen of heaven. You're a stranger in a foreign land. Peter says you're a pilgrim. You're on a pilgrimage to the place where you belong. And listen, heaven has a river, it says. There is a river whose streams shall make glad the city of God. And I can't wait to see the city of God someday. Because it says the holy place of the tabernacle of the Most High. That's what's going to make heaven, heaven. The fact that Jesus is there, that we're going to get to lay eyes on our Savior, Jesus Christ. And it says God is in the midst of her. And of course, we're talking about this city of God, heaven. God is in the midst of her, and she shall not be moved. God shall help her just as the break of dawn. Listen, God, again, is our help, ever-present help in time of trouble. And we, God's people, His salvation, His power, His eternal presence shall not be moved. Nothing man can say, nothing man can do will ever change God or anything that He has decreed. It goes on in the next verse and said, God is in the midst of her, and she shall not be moved. God shall help her just at the break of dawn. In other words, when things seem their darkest, when things seem that they can't get any worse, just at the darkest point, that is when God shows up and steals the show. In verse 6, the nations raged and the kingdoms were moved. He uttered His voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. When the enemy comes upon us, we know that God has our back. So in the end, God does win. And He's coming back someday. And when He does, He's coming with vengeance this time. And He's going to vanquish all foes. And we're going to live with Him forever in eternity. Praise that wonderful thought. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Pointing to the Cross.